to collect the evidence for Dr. Aafia so that she can be acquitted from the case? Do you think they have done their job
No,
completely?
I don't think they did their job at all. I don't think they did their job. And during the trial, their video evidence of the Afghan police was given to the court, and one of the observers in court who understands Pashto said that the English translation given out to the court, given out to the jurors, was not accurate and was misleading.
But this defense team is, to my knowledge, correct me if I'm wrong, but this defense team who is defending the case for Dr. Aafia, it has been selected by Dr. Faisal Siddiqui and Dr. Aafia's rest of the family, isn't it?
Well, there was a government appointed lawyers team. Well, they were appointed in the first place. We call it legal aid in Britain, and she was given a team appointed by the government to represent her. And of course, they were out of their depth. None of them had any experience of dealing with this sort of case at all. Then the family expressed their concern about the quality of the government-appointed team. So they set about trying to find another team. And the Muslim Legal Fund of America handpicked what we would call the dream team of lawyers. But, you know, it's like pulling together a football team. If you pull together 11 Ronaldos or 11 David Beckhams, you are not necessarily going to get the best team. Mm. You get very big names with very big egos. And what happened? This team was appointed, but the family, nobody knows the case better than the family, and they could have helped and advised the family, the legal team, on the best way forward. But then the Pakistani government intervened through the US ambassador Hossein Haqqani, and they said, we will pay $2 million for the defense team. Now, this seems like an incredibly generous offer, but what happened, the net effect of that, was to make Pakistan, the Pakistani government, the client. And so the defense team cut the family out immediately and started taking their instructions from the client, which was the Pakistan government, which is complicit in the disappearance of Dr. Aafia Siddiqui. It was a brilliant move by those in power who do not want the truth to come out.
So the real stakeholders were Dr. Faisal Siddiqui and her family, Dr. Aafia Siddiqui's rest of the family.
They were erased. And
do you know if they registered any complaint against this attitude or this behavior, that they have been left out deliberately by the Pakistani government?
Well, I think that there's been so many different things to this case that the family have had to prioritise in their own, in different ways, and there's only so much that they could do. And of course they were horrified. Imagine you get together, nobody knows the case, the times, the dates better than the family.
So now coming back to your own impression.
The lawyers weren't answering their calls, were ignoring them, and we're also ignoring Dr. Aafia Siddiqui. The other thing is, the judge said he would only accept the so-called dream team if they worked underneath the government-appointed lawyers.
Did you ever get a chance to talk to Dr. Aafia on one-on-one basis?
No, I haven't. No.
What kind of difficulties, harassments, or aggressiveness you have faced so far in following Dr. Aafia's case?
Since I've followed it, I've had my American business visa removed. I've had my American journalist visa removed, so I can no longer go to America. I have had death threats in English and I guess Urdu. I didn't quite understand them until it was translated for me. I have encountered all sorts of difficulties. There are a lot of people out there who do not want the truth of this case to come out.
A lot of people includes who?
Very senior figures in the Pakistan government.
Current government or the previous one?
Both. And the U.S. ambassador Hossein Akhani has done some extraordinary things. He has been vocally supporting Aafia, and then behind the scenes he's spoken to my colleagues in the American media, and he's saying, you know, we will do everything that we can to help this poor woman. Of course, she is a very bad woman. And he drops in poison like that. Then Cynthia McKinney, a former congresswoman and a US presidential candidate for the Green Party, hugely influential and very well respected across the world, got involved in Aafia's case and wanted to join me in an international delegation in Pakistan, and Hossein Haqqani refused her a visa.
Who you think other than Pakistani government, who are the other parties who do not want the realities of this case to come into public?
The American government, previous and present, and this is because just new things are coming out all the time. Just 2 weeks ago, I got some documents from an FBI logbook which show quite clearly that Dr. Aafia Siddiqui was never offered any consular access from the moment she was shot in the Ghazni police station to the moment that she was produced in court in New York. That was nearly a month. And the Americans never once offered her consular access. Now this flies in the face of the Vienna Conventions, and this is hugely significant. That we know America has flouted the Geneva Conventions; these are the rules of war. But to ignore, violate, and break the Vienna Conventions is hugely significant, because what it does is it sends out a global signal to every country in the world that you pick up an American, you don't have to follow the Vienna Conventions because America has broken them with Aafia Siddiqui. Their arrogance and breathtaking disregard for international law is now going to endanger the lives of any American travelling abroad. And this is what America has to understand. So it either follows the law, which it has not done, and of course I've revealed this, which has been hugely embarrassing again for the ambassador in Islamabad, Ann Patterson, who quite clearly lied when she insisted Aafia Siddiqui had full consular access. This is not true.
Why do you think Pakistani government has not been playing its role behind the scenes as it should have been? Like you said, that they are not doing their sincere efforts in reality to get Aafia back to Pakistan.
I can only speculate. I really don't know. But I began to realize more than a year ago that many of the Pakistani politicians, with the exception of a few like Jamaat Islami and Tariq Insaf, with many of the politicians were simply misleading and not genuine in their desire to get Aafia back. They were all going on TV, telling Geo and ARY and TTV, we are doing everything we can for the daughter of Pakistan. They were thumping the tables, they were getting very passionate. And then through Lord Nazir Ahmed, who had visited Capitol Hill, we discovered that not one single official request had gone in to have Aafia repatriated. So all these politicians stood in front of the cameras and lied and lied and lied because they never followed up their words for the media and the public.